can remember so vividly, and it hasn't happened in a long time, but we would be in bed when my mom was sick. And I referenced this before, like it feels like somebody's taking a lobster cracker or whatever, those things
Mm-hmm.
to like your rib
Yeah.
cage. And I can remember like leaning one way, like opposite of her, and just feeling like my chest was breaking. And she just like never stopped showing up. Like she lost her dad at 13 and then her stepdad in her early 20s. She's had a lot of things that could make her a pessimist. And the thing I love the most about her is that like she loves harder. Like she always does. And when it came to my mom, like I have this picture of them in Indonesia. We were getting married. She took her on like a spa day. My mom was like no frills, wore the same Levi jeans forever. And I remember, but she's still like a woman. Like she loved being pampered.
Mm-hmm.
And they're holding hands on this like dirt road in Indonesia. And I can remember just being like, wow, like Amy like really threw down for my mom. And then she showed up for me while she had a newborn, while we had a new house, while we both got furloughed, while we didn't know how we were going to figure anything out. And yeah, I'll just never forget that because like I don't think there's words you can say when you lose a parent. I think it's like what you did with me. Like you didn't say anything on the phone that day. Amy never said anything that I'm like, oh, that line.
Yeah.
But like you just showed up.
Yeah.
And I think like everybody at like the rehab center in Pennsylvania would be like, yeah, Devo showed up. Sometimes I didn't like how she called me out, but she showed up. My brother would say like every play she showed up. Every time an audition, she called up. I think daughters, especially firstborn and moms, have a unique relationship. But my sister would be like, yeah, it wasn't always pretty, but she showed up. And anyway, Amy does too,
Yeah.
which is cool. And like, what's really cool about all this, my mom's parents, when the Holocaust ended, um, my mom's dad went and met a woman, got married, had a baby, and a couple months later, after the baby was born, the mom and baby both got murdered in this town called Kies, this little town in Poland, like the largest massacres per capita in the history of the Holocaust. Their stories are documented in the Holocaust museums. And he was angry. You can imagine what he was going through. And he got on a train and he sat next to his then wife, which ended up being my mom's mom.
Mm.
And I got on a plane that I was never supposed to be on. And I sat next to my wife and our kids' moms. Like to
I
say
didn't
that they're
know
not
that.
interconnected,
Yeah.
you're missing,
Right.
in my eyes, you're missing the boat a
Yeah.
little bit on that.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a beautiful.
It's just kind of cool,
It is
like,
cool. And I think that's when you talk about documenting people's stories and like all of the things and all of the decisions and all of the inflection points that had to happen in the universe for you to be sitting here, for Amy to be sitting there, for you guys to meet on a plane, for like any of it. If we actually ever step back and thought about, it's like it's all a miracle. It's just all the things that happen and all the people who made all of these different decisions along the way. It's unbelievable. I will tell
it is
you,
unbelievable.
it's unbelievable. And I will just tell you my favorite thing about Amy, and I have a million favorite things about Amy. I think she's like, good job. hold on tight.
Yeah, don't worry. We're good.
She lets you, I don't want to say lets you, she leans into and loves you being you. And everyone loves you. You are like larger than life. Everyone I meet is your best friend. Like, oh, Yogi, I love him. And I don't think it's always easy for the partner of that like really bright, shining light that I don't want to, and I'm saying this in a way that I mean this in the way that like I love you to death, like takes a lot of the attention in the room, not because you're seeking it, but because you just, that is who you are. And people just want to be near you. You're a magnet. And she, is kind of like, sure, bro, like go ahead, do your thing. But she loves you. And I will never forget. And I have pictures of this. We were over at your house. All came over for dinner the night after your book came out. And she just celebrated you in a way that was like so beautiful and so special. And she had this kind of like amazing thing. And you guys had sparklers. And it was just, I remember watching and being like, God, I'm so glad that Yogi found his person, and that it's Amy. And the last story that I will tell, that I hope we can cut this out if you don't want me to share this, but I still laugh all the time. To me, when you told me this story and now knowing about your mom, I'm like, that's a page out of your mom's book. You were telling me that you were walking, you guys were taking a walk, and you were like talking about something, and what, man, when am I going to get my break?
Yeah.
And she says, what did she say?
Amy goes, you effing got it. You met me.
You fucking got your break.
Yeah.
You met me.
Yeah, you met me, dude. You're good. She told me that again like 2 days ago.
Good.
Yeah.
She should tell you that every
Totally.
day for the, because
It's true.
it's true. And whatever happens professionally, whatever million more amazing stories that you tell in every, place that you will go tell them, you met her and it changed everything. And I think about your mom and just knowing, again, the peace that it probably brings her, knowing that you've got Amy and you're good and you're a dad now and all of that. It's a beautiful thing. So, Amy, I love you. Thank you for being the break that he needed.
Amen.